Good evening, everyone. Today, in my series of applications of I would be discussing about AI-based e-governance. Not AI-based governance, not just e-governance, but AI-based e-governance. So, what is AI-based e-governance all about? It is e-governance is we all know what it is. It has been existing since long. I don't want to repeat here. Everything in the electronic forms is being stored in these data centers. They are all government data from years and years, which can be it can be statistics can be applied on it. Right, that's what the statistical departments do around the world. But we have to think more than pure statistics, more than pure data mining. We have to think beyond data mining and beyond statistics on these data. So, what that is? That is AI. What in AI and how we can do and how it can help and why to pay this price and how it can help. Well, we have it's and is it just to save money? No, it is not just to save money. It is to understand that what processes are being struck at what point and how to get out of those struck problems. Right. So that is the point. It is not just to save the jobs to or to lay off the government employees. No, it is not about just saving the government money. No, it is not that. It is about how to get out of all these problems that the governments get struck into, and what we did earlier and what we should do now that can help us get out of those problems. Right. So this is the aim of the AI based e-governance. It's like using AI to do the e-governance. AI is artificial intelligence to do e-governance. And intelligence which is artificial. Human intelligence is there, but problem is the systems also so many systems are there. Managing the things humanly is not easy. You can't manage these things humanly. Right? Everything managing humanly is not possible. So for example, the flood thing that happened, that biggest one of the biggest long event since long, the flood that happened in Europe. So how would you do that if the AI might have reminded you at that point of time that there is certain thing that is not normal out here, that you has to trigger it and it has to be escalated. That thing failed to escalate and it resulted in loss of many things, loss of lives especially. So AI based governance is artificial intelligence is not for, don't think about it, it's just for laying off and automation. More than automation, it should give jobs. And I think the people, the government employees should be um, given upskilling techniques so that they can in their free time they can do some kind of AI analysis of the topics that are in their domain, because they have experience of government departments. So they can actually apply AI on those tasks that they are master at. If they are master at certain task, then they can apply AI on that task and it can be really useful for that time. Means it can be useful for automating the, what if that person is not on duty, say is taking a leave, or if that person is somewhere else, or if he is on a 4 day a week work schedule. Maybe in future we may have 3 days a week schedule, but with the option that at your behest, the AI is working and it would inform you anything at your escalations, right? Because jobs are like that. Like people do take responsibilities of work, and that goes beyond and um, off time also. Like Air Force pilots, they are working day and night. They don't see when the call has to come. They are called and they have to leave and they have to do the work. Right. So in the same way as it happened in Valencia, Spain, the cloud that fell down, the amount of water that fell down, it was unpredictable. Nobody was ready for it and nobody even thought of it. But there's something that we can learn from it, and some AI alert systems that can just give an alert that something is not right. Can we escalate the issue for some senior to see it, right? So such kind of systems need to be developed, not for laying off people. No, it is just for accountability. This is the case of accountability, right? Transparency and dealing of work day and night, right? Dealing of the work. So these are the things that we have to look into, right? There's a issue of accountability, no? So how would it happen? Suppose this, take the case of this only, the flood case of Valencia, Spain. This was supposed to be there were some certain things wrong there, and that thing had to be recorded. And the humans say, no, it's like, I think it will go away normally. But then your system, the AI system of the person says, no, there's something we have to call a senior and do that. So those analysis are part of accountability. This is an example. And AI can help in it. AI can question, why are you not taking a feedback from the next level? Something like that. And then he would say, why do I need it? Then he will say, something like this happened in Afghanistan in this year. And then there was a lot of rain and water on the lands. I have checked this with the Afghanistan Meteorological Department. Means no, it's no more country wise AI. There are certain departments that can be shared. So climate change, natural calamities, these data around the world can be shared. All these are in electronic governance. Everything meteorological data is in database. Every what happened after that is there. So we need some kind of interactions around the world. The world would be a much smaller place to live in because natural calamities can be connected all around the world. So this would have said something like that. Right. This happened there and they did not evacuate, then there were a lot of problems that happened, lot of casualties that happened. Right. So this is a kind of AI that comes out from there. This is one example of how it will happen. Right. The worldwide, all the climate change data and all the natural calamities data can be shared and then can be learned. The human can be constantly be reminded by AI that such a event happened. These minor events happened there. Minor tremor happened in Japan, and this is happening in I don't want to name, like even Turkey. The earthquake came. Everybody was not prepared, not known. Nobody knew such a thing can happen. But symptoms were there? Were there any hints? Were there any hints? That has to be known. Now this connects with the geological data. This connects with the geological data itself. That what happened at geological sites, right? And if something happens like that, what to do next? That is another thing, right? So these are the kind of things. Now transparency is like after all this happened, we have this data, we have Afghanistan data, we have this Europe, Spain data. Now we can just say that transparency is that the people were unaware. Such a thing hadn't happened since long, since e-governance was there. So people didn't had the tally up thing, right? So now e-governance is there, data is there, and we have AI based e-governance there. So we don't want to do classification that this data has come in, will it fit into this day, this, that. Not just that, there should be logic also. There should be decision making also. There should be uncertainty based decision making. This is my own topic of research, uncertainty based decision making. These are the things that has to flow in the systems, right? Apart from that, there should be expert systems. Like it's not just classification, like use a Bayesian classifier, you use some clustering algorithms that this is KNN clustering, this is the nearest neighbor, this is supposed to happen, or these are supposed to be the possible choices, or this is the neural network saying this is CNN saying this is RNN saying. Not just that, they are saying that is very well and good. We also need GPT and things like deep learning to actually predict what is happening based on this all data, right? There are some data that won't be shared. For example, countries' own government data that cannot be shared. That is countries' own data that should be free from sharing and free from leakage and theft, right? Data theft. The country data of e-governance should be free from data theft, right? So, in that scenario, for example, the taxation data of the country that has to be there with the country only, and they can do things on that. Then they can just see that what kind of taxation is happening in the country and what is needed. Is it too much? Would people feel? Are people feeling the burden? So such kind of things can be automated, and people. This is not for decision making. This is for inputs, right, from the people. You can just give the prompts. The prompt that are people happy with the current taxations? Are people happy with the goods and services tax? What is the amount of service tax that we can increase because the country is in need of tax revenue? So what is such kind of things that can happen, right? So this is what uh, uh, yeah, some examples of AI based governance are. So, for example, to maintain international relationships, for example, there are two countries who are not in good terms, but they were once in very good terms. So, how would you use the AI for international relationships? So, you can just collaborate the good times. You can just find out what are the good times and how you can actually see what in the good times things were like. So for that you would need old data on e-governance of the what you call the foreign officers, the delegates, the officers who were in the part of the foreign department, foreign ministers, and then all those conversations can be reviewed and the good times can be recalled. For example, India and Canada are having some problems these days, so many more good times can be found out with AI with the help of that, and some good quotes can be reminded of. So I don't want to get into the politics side of it, but I'm just saying that if you need some data like that and AI can help, then it would be good for international relationship maintenance, right? And this is just an example where GPT can be used. And now next is benefit of your own citizens. E-governance to benefit relationship with own citizens. And how would it help? So, for example, citizens are not happy. For example, in India, there are farmers who are protesting now. So, I'm not getting into solutions to these problems. I'm not getting into the politics. I'm just telling you an application of such a system. Such a system application is like the people are there in protest, so they need a voice to hear. They send their representative. This time it is better because I think the representatives are heard. But last times, the protesters were sitting outside for a long time, outside the NCR National Capital Region for a long time. So what happened was they said their voices are not being heard. So in certain cases like protests, so we can have online protest. That is a totally different topic. I've talked about it much. So what are the interactions of the of the government people with the protesters. All those have to be logged in into e-governance systems of protesters, and then AI can help in just finding out the solutions to the next problem, given it has learned what happened and how the protest was solved, and how it came out with a green flag, right? Means go ahead from both sides. So what was the green flag? So how did AI came in here? Natural language processing would be work, because everything is verbal, right? So everything is natural language: English, Hindi, Punjabi, whatever languages, French, Spanish you speak. So this is the way in which they communicate. So in that case, recurrent neutral neural network LSTMs and these are going to be used to find solutions better come in, like a self-trained chat GPT kind of thing, right? A chat GPT trained on basic things about the constitutions and applied it on the this framework, like applied on the uh, this data, protest data, country data, or all of these, the country data, the constitution, all of these will be fed to chat GPT to make it into an intelligent AI for solving such problems of hearing the citizens. Not every citizen need to do protest to be heard. So on and off, you can send scrolls to the people, citizens. Please enter your data, your what your heart says about us, what you want from us. So hearing citizens at a regular interval is a very nice thing, but the voices are so many. So how many of you can really hear every voice? No, not you cannot hear so many voices, right? So citizens data can be heard in such a platform. That platform can be this AI based e-governance, out of which you can just use your prompts. Write your prompt. You are in a government officer, president or prime minister, or any bureaucrat, or external minister, interior minister, whatever, foreign minister. You just write in a GPT that I want to know who is most unhappy and what are the causes. Why is he so unhappy? Right. So such kind of prompts can be answered, and it would be really good to meet certain different individuals each time. Right. Not just a ballot box of lucky draw. And I want to win this. No, no, no. It should be like for some reasons, and these are the very, and who is the happiest? You must thank the happiest person also, no? If you do that chat box thing. So, what kind of AI it would be? It could be. It is not just a deep learning GPT. It is not enough. Logic is needed. Uncertainty-based decision makings are there. We have seen there's a deadlock, a plateau region in which GPT has been struck in. Would AI run the government on its own? No, we need leaders. And howsoever AI is intelligent and smart, we need leaders to lead into. This is a physical world of humans who are very intelligent than robots for all the reasons. What are benefits of running in AI? Now, I've already told you we are at a cusp. It's like governance is there since long. It's time we need to think above, right? It's time we think about some citizens and learn what the citizens want to hear. We learn what they want from us, not just what we found from them. We want from citizens that yes, you be good citizens, you will lead a good world. But what citizens want for us, we should know that also. They want from us that we want money to save, we want money to party, or we want the cleaner roads, we want this, that. We want pollution free world. This is what citizens want. If you say just write on a prompt, what majority of citizens want? They would say we want a pollution free world. Can you give us leaders? If you give us pollution free world, then we will give you a free vote. Then, so such kind of things are there. And in which department I would be used in almost all. If it is used in military department, then as I told you about the local thing, the military department something replica of chat GPT should work only for the military department, and it should determine the military department chat GPT and the problems of the people of the military department, right? And their concerns, their voices, and what people think about them, what people don't think about them, do people respect them? So all those things are later. Do people respect the military people? So these things are there. Do military people think people respect them? This will come out to be a question, and this will go to bureaucrats. And why people no more do this, or do people do this? Do they even? So these are all the things. Then how to inculcate it in the systems? So once again we have to, there are supervised learning and unsupervised learning. We would need both for classification of a decision like a Spain flood meteorologist. It can be fed into data and it can be learned with the help of a natural language processing plus naive based kind of classifier, which can help in classification of certain issues and can be put into alert system regularly, right? But there are unsupervised systems such as prompt that do people want the new tax? They will say no, we don't want. Maximum people will say no, we don't want. So in that case we have to just see how to how to deal with such a problem and such an issue. Right, so this is all for today. I want to speak a lot and lot more, but this is all for today's time. 20 minutes is dedicated. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Subscribe for updates.